Hi everyone, my name is Harley. Welcome to TransByDef on Saturdays. This week we're doing We Happy Trans, the 7 questions. I think it's pretty fun. So let's begin. So what's your name? Chosen or otherwise? That's the number one question. So my name, legally now it's Harleen Jamie. Originally it was James Robert. I was going by Jamie for a little bit because I wanted to feminize that part and make it easier for people to adjust to the change. But I wasn't liking it. So, I was going as Jamie for a while, and then there was an incident where we had to choose our names really quick, and I didn't have a name for this channel. So I didn't have a name. And so I was like, I don't want to really go by Jamie, and I was like, just call me Harley. So I chose it because I was looking at my board and I saw the Joker and I was like, oh, Harley Quinn. So just went by that, and ever since then people started calling me by Harley, and it just grew on me, and so therefore I just decided to keep both names but make Harley more professional to Harleen. So that's that. So question number 2. Who has been the most supportive of your transition or gender expression? Well, I will have to say my mom and dad. My sister's been there, my grandmother and several other family members, but I would say the most supportive was my mom and dad. My mom was the first one I told. It was a very emotional day for me and probably her. And then my dad found out the next day. They've been very good about it. They've been working with me and adjusting to the change and trying their best to, call me by Harley, or actually I told them to call me by Jamie, so it'd be a little easier on them. And, they've been good. They've been calling me pretty much every other day or something like that, making sure everything's okay. I would say that's definitely what a parent should do. Love your kid and, make sure they're happy. And that's really what it is. That's what they really wanted me. They wanted me to be happy. And I really admire that from them. So number 3, what do you most enjoy about your life since beginning transition? And if you're not there yet, blah, blah, blah. So I would say, I'm full-time right now. I just went full-time January 7th. So in case you don't know what full-time is, it's, being girl mode all day long. So anyways, the transition has been a real bumpy road. It seems like you're climbing the steps and then all of a sudden you fall down. And sometimes you feel like you're not going to get there, and, there's some exciting things on that road. Right now I feel really fantastic. I feel very happy. I'm surprised, it's really coming through. It's, I don't really have anything to hide anymore. I think that's really the best thing about it, is being free from holding that secret. There's going to be people who disagree. Out of all my family that knows about it, pretty much my whole immediate family knows. There was only 2 people that, and they're, husband and wife, that seemed like they didn't have weren't as supportive as I really thought they were going to be, actually. I truly misjudged that one. I didn't see that coming. And, some people, start pulling religion into it and pretty much saying, you're doing the devil's work and shit like that. And it's just, it's really hurtful, because it hurts me when I hear that. But those are times that are bad, that you kind of, and it's not enjoyable. And, eventually you're going to get those parts, and especially when people stare at you in your beginning. So the beginning is really difficult. But toward the end, it's good. Looking back from before to now, it's an amazing difference. I'm much happier. I'm being me. I'm joyful. I'm spreading my happiness to others. I forget the exact quote from Anne Frank, but she mentioned, a happy person can make other people happy, or something like that. I don't remember the exact quote. But it's so true, because I was so depressed, and I would try to make people laugh, but I wasn't happy, so I wasn't really happy, to others, But, it's been really good, knowing that I can do what I want now and not worry about what people think, because I surpassed that. I've definitely feel like I overcame a lot more than just transition. I've overcame fear. I have more courage to do things. I'm more daring in a sense, because you just go over what people really think, what you think people will think, So that's kind of a really good thing, and it's really it makes you feel good about yourself. So number 4, who are your trans role models, or who have you looked up in the trans community, or who inspires you? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't have trans role models. Probably because, me looking at when the internet was there, I was always looking, and I never really spotted a trans role model at the time. So I would always do my research and, see it and build onto it. And I felt like I was just doing most of the work. I wasn't going by one individual. It wasn't until I started watching more YouTube, and I started seeing people my age transition and talk about it, and that really was probably the most role model I've got from the trans community was YouTube, kind of like how to do videos. So that definitely helped a lot. Okay. So number 5, what changes would you most like to see in the world? This can be trans related or not, but we love to know where your passion lies. So I would say the biggest change that I truly hope for is the fact that not everyone's open-minded about things. People who are very closed-minded are cause the most friction against people in the GLBT community. Some of them say that the GLBTs are brainwashing everyone and stuff like that, and it's not. It's a different way of thinking. For me, I just opened my eyes and I realized many things that, people say it's bad, but, when I'm doing it, it's like I feel terrific. I mean, for me to feel extremely terrific about myself and actually doing what I was to do, it's really interesting because, what's funny is, all these people in the world tell you, when you're young, you can be whoever you want to be. And then when you want to be, but except this, all of a sudden, it's like, wait a minute, you just told me I could be whoever I wanted to be, and to be honest with you, it's true. You can be whoever you want to be. It's true. Don't let that stop you. And, I would definitely like to have more people open-minded about just things in general. Like, if someone wants to do a new style that's just like, what the fuck is that, but it would be cool to just be open about it, like, oh. Or if you see something different in the world, it's like, oh, okay. And I would like to see that, It'll be awesome. So that's kind of where that lies at. Also, I would definitely love to see the world change in a sense of just intelligence. I'm sorry. That was a bad one. Anyways, so number 6. What are you doing to make those changes happen? That's right. Okay, so anyways, I do YouTube channels on TransByDef, so I try to create awareness to people. For people who are very closed-minded, it's very difficult to argue with them. Now, when I mean arguing, it's more of a debate. You know, I don't consider arguing negative. I consider it me explaining my theories, my rationale, and someone else explaining their rationale and seeing where it lies. That's what I consider arguing. But there's some real conservatives that they're stupid. They're just stupid. Like, the logic is stupid. I'm sorry, like, you know, maybe it's because went for a computer science degree and I understand logic and how that works, but people are like using, like, I don't want to say it, but like the Bible as the proof. I mean, the A, and then drawing a theory off of that, and it's like, well, what version are you using? What version you read? You know, it's like there's so many religions there. It's like, you know, that's what faith is. Faith, you know, it hasn't been proven. That's why they call it faith, you know, but you can't prove something with faith. That's the whole point about faith. And so, like, I get, you know, when I see those things happen, I'm like, oh my goodness, you can't argue that. You just can't argue faith. There's no way to do it. I mean, and I try to avoid that. And when people are telling me about that, I just say, okay, I know where this is going, and I stop. But, you know, I do like to create more of awareness. I know people that I worked with have lots of questions, and, you know, I'm very comfortable answering all those questions for them. You know, a lot of those people didn't know about certain things about transgenders, and they're, you know, kind of surprised. I think one of the most common things is, because I like girls, that kind of, like, wait a minute, you're not gay? You don't like guys? Or something like that. And I'm like, no. And they're like, oh, that's different, you know, and I'm like, why? You know? So, you know, it's good to create more awareness about things like that. So I've been trying to do that. So tell us something, anything special and unique about you, your interest, your story, never forget. Okay. So, besides me being transgender, I'm a software engineer. I really do this as for work because I can do it. Oh my god, that's gonna go off, isn't it? Oh my god. Okay, sorry. I just got my phone and hasn't set anything off. Anyway, so yes, I'm computer science, and you know, I do it because I understand it. But I also come home and, you know, I have that math logic side for work, and then I come home and do music. I create things. I do poems. You know, I mean lyrics. You know, do some music when I get home, and, you know, that's kind of how I balance myself. You know, I do all the logic at work, and then I come home and enjoy the more artistic side of things. And, you know, I'm actually more motivated than I ever used to be, because now I don't have the dysphoria as much as I did, and the depression that came along with it. So I'm more motivated into doing things, and I think that's terrific. So that's me, Harley. Alright, so catch you later.